Hello there, welcome to this video. I'm going to make a guessing game in Java, and it will be a very simple to follow logic. I will not do anything complicated. So the rule is like this: we need to produce three unique random numbers, okay, and then we are going to take three numbers as input from the user, and then we need to check if those numbers are matching with the random numbers that were produced. So if the number of match is 3, if three numbers match with the random numbers, then we are going to display a message excellent. If two numbers match with the random numbers, then we are going to display good, and finally if there is only one match, then we are going to display a message that try again, at least two matches are needed, and if there are zero matches, then we are going to display you lost. Okay, so I will make use of instance variables and some functions. I'll write 4 or 5 different functions, each for doing different tasks. Okay, so let's start with creating the variables that are required. Okay, so I will declare all the variables that are required, and later on I will add more variables as and when the need arises. Okay, so first of all we'll create the main function. Okay, so this is my main function. I need one function for generating the random numbers, so I'll name this function as generate random number. Then I will declare another function which will take the user input. Okay, so I'll name it as get input. Then I will declare one more function. This will check the result. Okay, and finally I will add one more function which will display the result. Okay, so these are the functions I can think of right now. Let's start with generating the random numbers inside the generate random number function. So we'll make use of the math.random function. Okay, so random number 1 is equal to math.random into range plus minimum. Okay, now I haven't declared all these variables like range, min and random number. I will do it in a short while. Let's generate the second random number now. So this is our second random number, and finally let's generate our third random number. Okay, so I need to declare these variables as instance variables, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Int random number 1 random number 2, random number 3, so this is random number 2, random number 3, and I'll declare the lower range and the upper range of the numbers. The upper range will be stored in max. Let's keep it 10 for the moment, and the lower range will be 1, and the range will be max minus min plus 1. Okay, so this range will keep track of the number of numbers between min and max, both inclusive. So in this case, the range will be 10. Okay, fine. So you can see that this generate random number function will generate a random number, 3 random numbers in fact. And let's test this function first. Okay, so I'm just going to print the values of random number 1, all the 3 random numbers I'm going to print, and let's see how it's functioning. So let's compile and execute this function. Okay, 158. Let's try again. Generate random number 943. Again, let's try 939. Let's try again 197, 768, 558. So right now you can see that 2 numbers are matching. Okay, so we need to handle this situation. We don't want the numbers to repeat. Okay, we want 3 unique numbers. So how can it be done? Well, one way is we can make use of do while. Okay, so I'll write this. I will write this statement within do while. First of all, okay, so do while random 1 equals random 2. Okay, random number, sorry, it's not random, it's random number, NO. Okay, so this particular segment will keep on executing as long as random number 1 and random number 2 are same. Okay, if we get a different number, then this loop will exit. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for the third random number as well. So this is our random number 3, but the condition needs to be changed a little bit. So random number 1, if it's equal to random number 2, then we should repeat. We should generate the random number again. Okay. Sorry, this is random number 3. This is random. The number which was generated here, random number 3. Okay. That number I will check with random number 1. If there is a match, that means we have a repetition. Okay. So this will turn out to be true, and when it turns out to be true, the control will come back inside and a new number will be generated. Okay, and the second condition will be random number 2 equals random number 3. We need to check we need to compare random number 3 with both random number 1 and random number 2. So if there is a match with any one, we are going to generate the number again. Okay. So this will ensure that we'll get a unique number each time. Okay. So let's do this. Let's compile and let's see the output. Okay. Generate random number 963, 510, 3410, 862, 197, 913. Okay, so you can see that we are getting unique numbers this time, unlike last time. So 276. Okay, that's great. Let's come back to our code. So our generate random number function is ready. Now we'll get the input from the user. Okay, so we'll first of all create a scanner object, and then okay, we need for using the scanner class, we need to import java.util.scanner. So that is done. Then guess number 1. Guess number 1 is equal to sc.nextInt. So sc.nextInt will get the first number from the user and store it in guess number 1. Similarly, I will get the numbers for guess number 2 and guess number 3. And before this, I am going to display a message, system.out.println enter your guess. Or we can display some other message, enter three. Okay, this one will be better. Guess 3 numbers. So I think this message is better. Fine. So this get input will get the numbers and store it in guess number 1, guess number 2 and guess number 3. At the moment you can see that it's showing me error, cannot find symbol. That is because I have not declared all these variables. So let's declare it. Guess number 1, guess number 2 and guess number 3. So that is done. Now we need to check the result. So the result will be something like this, isn't it? If we have a match, first let's check guess number 1. Guess number 1, if it matches with random number 1 or guess number 1 matches with random number 2 or guess number 1 matches with random number 3. Okay, if the first number matches with any one of the 3 random numbers, we are going to increase the value of count by 1. Else if now we are going to check guess number 2. So guess number 2, if it matches with random number 1, or guess number 2 matches with random number 2, or guess number 3 matches, guess number 2 matches with random number 3. So again we'll increase the value of count. Finally, we are going to check if guess number 3 is matching with any one of the numbers, random numbers that is. So guess number 3. So again we are going to do count plus plus. And we need to declare this count variable. So let's declare this count variable here. Okay, so that is done. And finally we are going to display the result. So let's define our display result function. We are going to check the value of count. If count is equal to 3, okay, I'll display a message here, system.out.println excellent else if the count is 2, I'm going to display good, else if the count is 1, I'm going to display nice try. At least 2 matches are needed. Else if the count is 0, then I'm going to print better luck next time. Okay, so all our functions have been defined. Finally, let's define our main function. Okay, this is the function which will be controlling our gameplay. It will be deciding the order of execution of these 4 functions down here. So let's create an object of our class first. Class name is game. So I'll create an object, game g1 is equal to new game, and then I'm going to call the generate random number function. Then I'm going to call get input. Then I will call check result. So this will be g1 dot check result, and finally I will call the display result function. Okay, so we are done. Let's compile and execute. Okay, guess three numbers. Right now we are able to see the numbers. Okay, so let's enter 2, 5 and 1. Okay, nice try. At least two matches are needed. You can see the random numbers were 7, 10 and 5. Okay, and we have entered only one correct number, so it is showing nice try. At least two matches are needed. Let's try again. Okay, this time we have got 5, 3, 4. Let's input 5. Okay, not 5. Let's input 4, then 5 and 9. Okay, we have some problem here. It is still showing nice try. At least two matches are needed. We already have two match here, 4, 5, 4, 5. So something is wrong. Some logical error is there. Let's check. Okay, the problem here is, let's say guess number 1 is 5 and random number 1 is also 5. So what will happen? Count will increase by 1. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Sorry, we need to remove this else if. Okay, we need to remove the else because we want to check. We want all these three if statements to execute. Okay, we want all these three conditions to be checked all the time. So this should fix the problem. Let's try 2, 6, 5. Okay, so now we are good. It's showing me good because we have got two matches. The numbers 2 and 6 are matching with the random numbers 2 and 6. Let's input all the three correct numbers, 8, 5, 7. Excellent. Great. Let's input 10, 4, 6. Excellent. Let's input 7, 2, 1. So nice try. At least two matches are needed. You can see only one number is matching. Okay, so our game is ready, and now we can remove this output random number so that we are not able to see the output now. Compile, execute. So guess three numbers. So this time I don't know what the numbers are at all. Okay, just let's try three numbers, 4, 8, 9. Okay, that was good. That was lucky. I have guessed two numbers and I don't know which are those two numbers. Okay, So what we can do is we can display the numbers after, we can display the random numbers that were generated after the user guess. Okay, after taking the user input, at last in display result. Okay, in display result we can display the values. Okay, let's execute again. So for, oops, I entered dot by mistake. Let's execute again. 197. Oh, that was lucky again. I've guessed two numbers, 7 and 9. Okay, so the range is since the range is small, I'm able to guess most of the time more than one numbers. Let's change the message here and guess numbers between 1 and 10. Now you can change this range. You can change this the range of values. Instead of 1 and 10, if you want some other number, then you simply have to change the value of max and min here. Okay, so that will generate the random number between those two numbers. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.